Yo, what's the vibes, everybody? What's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in to my video. Before I get started, this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I am not a lawyer. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not none of that. I'm just here to share information with we the people. And I don't give legal advice. You know what I'm saying? Yo, if you haven't did so yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Sun SUN the number 9 NY Vibes VIBES, man. Head over and subscribe. I really appreciate it if you do so. But yo, today we're gonna be talking about, have your rights been violated, guys? This is a checklist that goes through some of the things that might happen when you get arrested, that possibly your rights may have been violated. You know what I mean? It's a lot of times people get arrested and they don't understand that certain protocol that police must do when they arrest you, and they cannot break those laws. It's a lot of things that go on when police arrest you that they're not supposed to be doing. So we're gonna go through it, man. You know what I'm saying? This is just a short little checklist, that you can go through. You can stop and pause this if you need to. But let's get into it, man. A person accused of committing a crime has a series of rights, some of which are guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution and some of which are guaranteed for other reasons. What are those other reasons, maybe? Is it status? I don't know. So let's get started, man. I don't have a lot of time, man. Was I allowed to remain silent? This is the most important one. You have the right to remain silent. This is the easiest one to remember, and people don't do it. I see it all the time online, people talking at these traffic stops, and you have the right to remain silent, guys. You don't have to answer no police officers' questions at all. You can just tell them, yo, my lawyer told me not to answer questions. Just that simple. No matter what they ask you, you don't have to answer questions. You don't have to help them in their investigation. Excuse me. One of the most important rights of a person accused of a crime is the right to remain silent. You cannot be forced to indulge information to the police. This right stems from the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. And this is the case law, Supreme Court case law, Miranda versus Arizona. So we're going to go on to the next one. I was told that anything I choose to say can be used against me. The police must inform you that if you choose to speak, anything you do and say may be used against you in a court of law. A lot of these, I've seen two cop shows where the cop was reading the person their Miranda rights, and they said in the court, and they did not say in the court of law. They said in a court. So that person was read their Miranda rights improperly or unlawfully. So you got to be very paying attention. You got to be paying attention to what they're saying to you. You know what I'm saying? Because now they're not even saying in the court of law anymore. They're just saying in the court. You know what I'm saying? And I picked that up real quick. If you were told that you have the right to remain silent, but were not informed of the consequences of you choosing to speak, your rights may have been violated. I was allowed to have an attorney present when I requested one. Another absolute right of a person under arrest for a crime is the right to have an attorney present during questioning and the right to have counsel during any trial. If you requested an attorney during questioning and the police denied you that request, your rights may have been violated. I was not asked questions while my attorney was absent. Once you request the assistance of an attorney, the police are prohibited from questioning you later without your attorney. In other words, you have the right to have an attorney present during the first and the subsequent talks with the police. Let's go on. I was not forced to pay for my attorney's services. Just as you are entitled to an attorney, you are absolutely entitled to a state-paid and appointed attorney if you cannot afford your own attorney per a state or county guidelines. If you fall within the category, you will be assigned a public defender to represent you. Most cases, that's not a good thing. Although I initially didn't speak for an attorney when I asked for one later in my questioning stopped and I didn't start again until my attorney arrived. In many situations, criminal suspects may have false confidence that they can handle the matter on their own without the assistance of an attorney. A criminal suspect who decides to answer police questions without an attorney present still have the right to ask for an attorney at a later point. Once a suspect asks for an attorney, all questions must stop until the attorney arrives. I was treated inhumanely. Unfortunately, police brutality and unfair treatment continues to occur in the United States. A criminal suspect is entitled to humane treatment no matter how heinous the alleged crime. If you were not treated humanely, for instance, if you were deprived of food and water, or if you were beaten either during police questioning or while in the holding center, your rights may have been violated. How many times has that happened? I know people who had that happen to them. That's why it's good to know your rights, people. Just don't let them do anything to you. I was not held unfairly. The government cannot hold you for an extended period of time without charging you with a crime. For instance, if you are placed in a holding center under suspicion of a murder, the GOV must officially charge you with that crime within a specific period of time. In some states, a charge must be brought within 48 hours. In other states, the time limit is different. If you have been, why does this keep popping up? If you have been held with being charged for longer than the legal amount of time, your rights may have been violated. And I gotta quickly go through these. Was I not treated as a guilty before convicted? A crime suspect being held in jail while awaiting trial may not be treated as guilty injury before they have actually been convicted. Now I'm rushing. In Admiralty Maritime Law is backwards. You're guilty until proven innocent. So I gotta hurry up and speed through this. I was given a speedy trial. You are also entitled to what is called a speedy trial. In other words, once you are charged, the government cannot purposely drag its feet and wait to commence a trial against you. Okay, last one. I was not subject to a cruel and unusual punishment while in prison. The Eighth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution guarantees that prisoners must be free from cruel and unusual punishment. Yo, how many times has that happened, man? You see that all the time, you know what I mean? I have friends, like I said, I have friends that have been incarcerated, you know what I'm saying, prison, jail, and the stories they tell me once they get out, man, you're never the same. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, stop and pause this if you need to, read it over and study it, because I think it's very important for people to understand that if you don't exercise your rights, you have none. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get out here and exercise your rights. It's very important for people to start to learn, even if it's the basics. You know what I'm saying? You got to get out here and exercise your rights, because if you don't, they're just gonna trample all over your rights. You have none. That's the saying. If you don't exercise your rights, you have none, people. But yo, that's my take. I'm out. Peace.